round. After a fourth period, they're here at 1:20. Ready to drop the puck with few hours in between. Shamrocks played at 8 a.m., so they do have that extra game of rest, but we'll see how it pays off. Enzo Rivera quickly off the draw, trying to move it forward. Boston in the gold, moving from right to left. Shamrocks in the black, from left to right. Sharp goes into the corner with Ryan. Boston's only loss to the tournament coming to First Class out of British Columbia, 3-2 yesterday night. And they are now the reason that... Here's Ferris across to Rivera. Has that one denied by Chucky Weinberg. Delayed penalty coming here to Boston. Rivera turning back, sending it down the wall. Extra attacker Bergeron out. Sharp sauces across. It couldn't be held in, and it's offsides. Shamrocks will go to their first power play of the game. Just 54 seconds is all it took. Gabe Sakurada in the box. And here is the power play for the Shamrocks. Cavanaugh up top. Now to the far side. Here's a fire. Save by Weinberg. 15 seconds gone on the man advantage. I was trying to say earlier, Boston is the reason that there's one undefeated team left. And they are playing on the other rink right now. The Minnesota Blades and Finland taking on each other for the 1:30 time slot. That game is going to be awesome. Betty Hughes down the left side. Hughes on a centering attempt, and that shot's fanned on by Brothers. 3 Boston skaters went down, leading in numbers the other way. Kai Bergeron will shoot, save Weinberg. Pounces on top. Changes from both sides. 39 seconds into this man advantage. Shamrocks 2 power play goals. And only 10 goals in the tournament, so 20% of their tallies come from the man advantage. Quick reset here to the right of the starting netminder of the Shamrocks. That's Ben Wagner. Liam Williamson got the nod earlier. Boston, on the other hand, is unlike most. They have their goalies play half and half of each game typically. So it looks like Weinberg most likely will play the first 22 and a half, and then the remainder of that will go to Isaiah Cartero. Enzo Rivera, who had the only goal earlier for Shamrocks in their loss. They lost 8-1 against the Western Selects. That by a mercy. It might have been by a couple of more goals. Here's a shot off the crossbar into the slot. Great look there for the Shamrocks, ringing iron. Dylan Flynn turns it in. Maverick Dahl trying to skip it across. Smale. Scrapes it towards the net to be intercepted. Weaver batted back over the line. And we're back at even strength. R.J. Dumont, who scored earlier against Finland today. Down the wall. Weaver goes down. Ruscioni up top. Unwinding one from the point was DeLorean, the save made by Wagner. Dumont now glued to the wall. Puck comes loose for Sherman to take over. Around the boards, Ferris lost the battle of Ruscioni. Weaver now far side circle. Drops it back. Ruscioni. Pressured heavily by Ferris, who comes away with it. Throws it out of the zone to Sharp. Tape-to-tape pass. Braden Sharp. Poke to the corner. Sharp now finds Sherman on a turnaround shot. Rebound is there. Could not be put home. Weinberg did not trap it either, so we keep playing. And so there's a man up ahead. Dumont's ahead on a breakaway. If he could catch that pass, it's out of reach as he tried to dive forward for it. Face off won by Boston. Wiggin throws in deep, no icing. .10:30 to play. Bergeron off the wall. Forwards it, it's behind Rivera. And turning back ahead is Hughes. Bennett Hughes waiting, shoots, stop there. Hughes will leave it behind. Tap down the wall now. Hudson Taggart. Humber turns, opens up, gives it a side on a one-timer wide from Hughes. Brothers back down low. Muratovic to the middle. Spun on wide by Brothers. Hughes trying to split through two. Almost a tic-tac-toe setup there, if not intercepted. That was Taggart on that play, and the puck eventually out of play. Some recent finals, the Connecticut Junior Rangers beating the ESH National Selects 8-2. Stuyhouse could not pull away from Everest Elite. They tied the game up at 2, but then just one goal in the third period from Everest was all they needed. Battery running clock, Slovakia. Lock St. Louis moves to 3-2. They lost their first 2 games of the tournament and have now gone on a 3-game heater. The Lions will continue. They're scheduled today, 3:15. The next game here on the North Rink against the Western Selects. That game's going to be a very fun one. Over here, still no score between one of the top dogs in Boston and the winless Shamrocks. Martin's off the target. Mason Raymond. Raymond at the blue line. Lost it. Into pressure now, Will Castleman. He'll back off. Wiggin off the wall. Dylan Flynn had it poked away. Castleman now for Sherman. Sherman drives by. Backdoor! Oh, what a chance! Weinberg got enough of it. This one comes out for Weaver. Will Weaver weaving out to the right. Pass too far ahead for Dumont. Castleman eventually to the stick of Kevin Wang. Wang chips in. 4 of the Shamrocks fresh on the ice now. Vertical pass went right through the stick of Hughes. Comes all the way towards Wagner, who covers. Humber, pump fakes. Gives down low for Hughes on a shot, denied. Back to Humber, who will unload. Denied, Wagner again. Back around comes Hughes. Turning away towards the corner. Hughes pulls it back to his forehand. Turns, let's go. Finds the stick of brothers on a backhand. They score! Moratovic on the back door. Just past halfway through this first period, and we have first blood. Boston averaging 5 goals a game. What's been more impressive is their defense. 1.6 team goals allowed average. As here's DeFrancisco knocked off of it, and Ferris takes over. Sakurada centering. Ruscioni, let's go, off the mark. Now Martin's knocked to the ice by Sharp. Sherman can't clear. DeFrancisco turns back in. On the backhand. Waiting and waiting. Throws it around. Sakurada on a wraparound try. Stays below Wagner. Wraparound from the other side. Looks like Wagner got a pad on it. Sharp will lead it. And it's sent out. Hand is up for icing, but it comes right towards Weinberg. Chucky Weinberg and Isaiah Cartero 4th and 5th in save percentage in this tournament. Here's Flynn dancing inside. Dylan Flynn will shoot. What a stick there from Maverick Dahl to put it out of play. .5:55 to go. Enzo Rivera taking the face-off against Dylan Flynn. Flynn on the inside, score! It's off the mask of Wagner and in. Took over 7 minutes to get started, but they are heating up now. And Boston's out in front by a pair.
Boston goal scored by number 91, Dylan Flynn.
Flynn, his 3rd goal of the tournament.
On the goal line, 10.
Crazy to think that this is already the 6th game for everybody out there. We have moved through this tournament. Officially on the second half of day 3. Reese Ryan. Nearly taken away by Rivera. Instead it's pushed back into the Shamrocks defensive end. High in the air and brought down near the hash marks by Hughes. Dahl with a check. Tapped down by Brothers. Play from each side goes sliding into the boards. Icing. 4:34 stop clock. It looks like Finland is already out in front. Emily Peltola scored 11 seconds in against Minnesota. Doesn't say that on the score, but it says it in the score sheet, so can't confirm nor not confirm. Humber across. Here's a shot. Denied. Nice stop by Wagner, getting from post to post. Right off the draw once again, Boston firing on all cylinders at the moment. Yeah, this is why you look deeper, folks. Emily Peltola in the score sheet, a body-checking minor penalty. It says on my iPad that it's a goal, but it appears to really just be a penalty. Oh, game sheet. Here's DeFrancisco, turnaround fire. This gets to the near side. Sakurada left it up top. Martins winds one up. That got blocked by the stick of Sharp. And pushing it out is Rivera. Well, it doesn't get much more obvious than that. Gabe Sakurada's going to the box for slashing. Rivera's stick got whipped out of his hands. Shots on goal, 10-5 Boston so far. And here is the second power play chance for the Shamrocks. Rivera wins it back. He's been great on draws this tournament. Up towards the point, glove down by Rivera. And eventually put down. Ferris for Sharp. Through his legs. Dumont on his tail. Now it's Wigan around the wall. Flynn checks his surroundings and picks it up with some space. Gets it out and ahead, and it's out of the reach of Hudson Smale. The Blades strike first. They officially score. It's 1-0. That goal scored by Cody Polasic. And yes, this is actually true this time around. I will not be spreading any more lies. Ferris with the shot, deflected off the glass. That's a big game for the seeding. If you're on Boston, you're probably wanting Minnesota to win, to lock up that top spot and create more diversity between 2 and 4. Here's Hughes on a breakaway inside. He missed the net by a good margin, roofed it over the crossbar. Humber steps into one, off the iron, and it comes into the far side corner. Weaver collects. Weaver on a centering attempt tried to work around the official. That was just stationary, nothing much he could do there. Nathan Gantus inside the center ice circle now. Weaver potentially tripped, will play on, and now it's Hughes into the O-zone. Hughes goes down. He sweeps it towards the net, and it was still saved by Wagner. But now it is Boston going to the power play after 21 seconds of 4-on-4. Wow, 2-0 Minnesota. Goal scored by Easton Krenzen. And for the Blades, they scored 2 goals within 44 seconds. Now for the Boston power play unit. 4 power play goals in 5 games. Just about middle of the pack here in this tournament. The 2 best power play units, Finland and Minnesota, are playing against each other, where Minnesota has a 2-0 lead. Over here, it's also 2-0. So now we are at a Boston power play, but this could be trouble. It's Dahl. Maverick Dahl backhands one wide of the net. Here's Hughes. Over the blue line, Bennett Hughes dancing around. Goes down and slides into the boards as this one is cleared out. Just 3 seconds between the game clock and penalty. So Rivera will be out of the box with just 3 seconds to spare. Castleman off the boards. That is offsides. Just there, a hair late was Collard. Muratovic. Eventually Wigan off the pass from Collard. Backhand pass up center. Hughes tried to catch it off the skate, couldn't do so, and it's sent in deep by Mason Raymond. Here comes Flynn. Dylan Flynn moving. Wigan to help. A shot denied. .2 to go in the first. Face-off drawn back, and the Shamrocks will clear. Don't think we'll need a whistle. And Weinberg will come out. Two 2-0 through 15 here on WSPN. We'll be back.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
Welcome back as the buzzer sounds to let us know we're ready for the second period.
It's room. Not even close, bud.
Back underway. Quickly sent in by Smale. Boston with the early lead. Thanks be to Alden Muratovic and Dylan Flynn for them. Two guys that have been delivering all of this tournament. Sakurada on a takeaway. Centers it. It's through Ruscioni to the stick of DeFrancisco. He scores! Quick jump out here in the second. 31 seconds is all it was took. Third goal of the season for DeFrancisco. Not season, but tournament. Ref is telling Sherman to move in for the faceoff. How often do you see that? Typically, they're too close. And Sherman backing up. Here's Hughes walking in. He scores! Those goals are 13 seconds apart. Four 0 Boston. Finland just scored. Maximilian Keskitalo, who else on that team? He is fun to watch. So it's 2-1 Minnesota. You might be asking, why do you care about that game so much? It can reflect the seeding of this tournament. The top 4 teams make the semifinals, and the remaining 12 play in something called the grind, which is the consolation bracket. Some nice work here by Kavanaugh, shelling one on.
Number 86, Bennett Hughes, assisted by number 88, Alden Markovic.
Now from the point, that one stopped. The shot was by Gantus, and it's now pushed ahead by Bennett Hughes. Hughes, who just scored the recent goal, they call it offsides. Todd Weaver scratching his head. As of right now, Boston would be outside the top 4 as we speak. They could really use a Finland regulation loss against Minnesota. Centering pass, tapped now for Flynn. Gives it up top for Collar, lets go a 1. That was nearly redirected in by Dumont. Wigan pinned against the wall by Wang. Wigan once again on a centering pass, hit a body. Rimmed around now Dumont. R.J. Dumont curling towards the net, shoots it just wide. Castleman with pressure on Flynn, he still cycles it down the boards. Weaver tried to slice through 2, won't happen. Mason Raymond. Taking away Ruscioni. Rivera. Up the wall and out. Sakurada. Pumps the brakes, centers it. Ruscioni, one nice move, can't pull it across to shoot in time. And now it's Humber. Double team down low, and it sneaks out to the near side corner where Boucher is going to flip it. Ramon gets his shin in the way and kicks it out. Just to be chipped back in, Wagner will hold on. Ferris going in deep, trying to pressure Humber. Up ahead now, Ruscioni. Throws it across, just not in time. Great back check there by the Shamrocks. Stort was looking for Ferris. It's taken the other way by DeFrancisco, who scored the 3rd goal for Boston, recently followed up by Bennett Hughes to make it 4-0 Boston. Sauce pass. Opposite side point, a shot from Martins. Still made its way there. Amid some traffic, and Wagner made the stop. Some time and space for Smale. Touched by the stick of Ferris. Martins now advances it for Hughes. Pushed back over by Sharp. Braden Sharp. One nice move, but then was read like a book by Martins. Up top now, no play there for Sherman. Hughes takes a spill, still tried to swing it up top. Now Brothers crashing towards the crease. Easy save there for Wagner. Zone could not be held by Delory, and it creates a chance for Kai Bergeron, but Delory on the recovery with the stick lift. Bennett Hughes over the blue line. 10 minutes to go in the second period. He will wait. Now work inside. Shoot! And that's gloved by Wagner. Dumont. Bergeron across ice. Cavanaugh applying pressure to Wigan. Here is Flynn. Now it's the other 91 weighing off the boards. That was offsides, so they have to clear out. Pushed back ahead, Dumont finds Weaver. Will Weaver's tripped up. Some fans want a penalty shot. It was far from that. So Boston back to work on the power play. Humber will stretch it out. Give it near side Weaver. Dumont looking back for Weaver on a give and go. Trickles towards the net, covered by Wagner. Penalty on Enzo Rivera, 2 minutes for tripping. Dumont centering Weaver off the side of the net. Humber fires. Got blocked by Flynn on accident. Shots on goal in the second period so far, 7-0 Boston for a game total of 18-6. Dug out of the pile by Humber, back in his own end. Advance for DeFrancisco, kicks it to his stick. Colin DeFrancisco aside. Dump back up for Humber. Nearly redirected Ruscioni, follow up by DeFrancisco. Another try, also stonewalled by Wagner. Humber can't hold the zone. Turns away from the opposing 6 in Ramon. Back for Ruscioni. Knocked down in the ice. Martins couldn't get a clean hold. This will be a foot race and a good one. Castleman right on the tail of DeFrancisco. Was a good effort. Now Hughes the other way. Sakurada to his right. Martins trailing behind. He's going to hit Martins. Cannot find him. "17 seconds left on the power play. Second power play chance for Boston. Coming to an end shortly. See if they can cash. Delory. Down low, quickly touched back for Hughes, but it was out of his reach. And Rivera's fresh out of the box. Quickly jumps into the play. He'll trail behind Sharp, take a drop pass. With Muratovic coming right at him. Braden Sharp flips it back for Rivera. Ferris trying to get on it, couldn't do so. Muratovic slows down, tries to center. Well played off the skates of Gantos. This next goal is important. If Boston gets one, they could run into the third with running clock. Save made there by Weinberg. And now the Shamrocks will go to the power play. Cross-checking the call on Jack Wiggin. Boston Hockey Club and Southeast Elite, the only two teams in this tournament to have not allowed a power play goal. We'll see if that stays the same. Face-off drawn back to Reese Ryan. Down the boards, Flynn. Banks it off the net, and it comes right in front. Nobody there. Makes sense, because they're shorthanded. Wang. Aside for Bergeron. Couldn't keep up to it. Up the wall. Goes through the legs of Bergeron and is shoveled out by R.J. Dumont. 3 of the 4 Boston penalty killers go to get a change. Halfway through the Shamrocks power play. Shamrocks with only 1 shot in the second period so far. Kavanaugh, aside. Sherman waiting. Sherman dicing through. Avery Sherman couldn't pull the trigger. Up top now, Smale with a shot. That was hard and deflected wide. That's a high stick, batted down by Sherman. Now Martins launches it off the legs of Smale. Over the line with it is Sherman going down. He wants a call, will not get one. That does it on another Shamrocks power play. Nothing to show for yet. Wagner having some trouble covering this puck. And now he got it. And Smale defending his netminder, maybe a little bit too much. Smale knows where he's headed. And now Boston perhaps just a 10-minute on Smale. Yeah, I was going to say, there's 5 out there. The refs did not catch that. That should not be a penalty on the Shamrocks, though, correct? No, it's on the Shamrocks. It was Smale, but the ref did not catch that they had 5 out there. So Rivera comes off. No penalty should be assessed. Refs got to check that before they drop the puck. Minnesota has scored again. They're getting outshot 14-10, but they lead 3-1. Easton Krenzen scoring his second goal. That's the first one of the second. I guess we have the buzzer of go ahead, and we play on now. Reese Ryan up top. Back to the side, Dumont down low. Look at this puck movement. Can't convert it into a goal just yet. And the rebound is stopped by Wagner while he was turned away. He was facing towards the net. Spun around there. Muratovic up top. In front now, Sakurada turns, fires wide. Humber settles it. 40 seconds gone on the power play. Sakurada turns out. Dumont. Inside DeFrancisco with a missile into the chest of Wagner. Wow. Updated is now 4-1 Minnesota. Noah Schneider assisted by Jackson Parise and Everett Prosser. And Minnesota is running away with that game. Delory. 4-1 over there, 4-1 here, or sorry, 4-0 here. Shamrocks got the final. Muratovic left it behind. Hughes now marching inside. Hughes turns around and could not get a shot on net. Everybody battling. Muratovic smacks it home in front. That would initiate the running clock to start the third period. Muratovic's second goal. Sharp dropping back. Go ahead, Silvio. Anytime now.
Boston goal, his second of the game, scored by number 88, Alvin Muratovich. Also by number 86, Ben Hughes on the power play at 12-19.
2:10 now to play in a 5-0 game. Ferris with Weaver on his tail. Ferris gonna try a backhander, pad save, rebound! And that wouldn't go for Sherman, he couldn't pull the trigger. Weaver out ahead for Dumont. Dumont cuts it inside. Weaver hit there by Ferris. There's a man ahead off the wall, and here's a chance for Sherman. Avery Sherman is tackled at the 20-yard line, and it's going to be a power play for the Shamrocks. I mean, I guess it's one way to play defense, but it's not legal. So now it's the Shamrocks on the power play. Collard to the box. I'd assume you'd call that roughing, and they're going to call it interference. It was something not legal. And this penalty will go into the third if needed. Oh, maybe 5-on-3? No. Another one? Wow. Well, I hate to be updating you guys so much, but there's another one. Minnesota 5, Finland 1.
1 minute left in the second. 1 minute.
And it's Zach Parise's son, Jackson, with the goal. Former NHLers kid. Across Bergeron's shot wide of the net. Rivera down the wall. Bergeron turns it inside. Rivera lost his stick. He took something to the hand there. He's feeling pain. Not a good sign for the Shamrocks. He has been their best player. Players are going to have to step up while Rivera is on the bench. 25 seconds left in the second period. Great keep there, but then it's taken out. Here comes DeFrancisco. Trying to sauce it across. Back door there was Sakurada. 7 to go. And Boston will officially carry a running clock into the third period. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Blades are just doing crazy stuff. So, we'll cut the ice. End of the second. Boston 5, Shamrocks nada.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool.
Welcome back for period number 3. It's a 5-0 lead for Boston Hockey Club over Shamrocks Elite. Over on the other rink, 5-2 lead for Minnesota over Finland. Big game for the standings on both rinks, as it usually is.
Let's get started.
Back underway. Boston starting just under 20 seconds left on the penalty kill. It's their short one. Here's Ruscioni with Weaver to his right. Slides it across out of the reach of Weaver. Weaver down the boards now. Nudged off by Wing. Martins. Now for Bennett Hughes. Hughes wheeling around. Wraparound try won't go. Wagner sticking out the left pad in the spread eagle. Now Humber, center blue line. Swings it in front, redirected on rebound, they score. Well done by Boston. Humber the shot. Hughes the redirection causing a rebound, and it was put home by Brothers. 6-0, time continues to run.
Boston goal scored by number 18, Lee Brothers. Assisted by number 6, Austin Humber. And 86, Ben Hughes. Down goal, 104.
Just 64 seconds into the third period, according to our guy Silvio. Here's Brothers looking for another one. Nearly banked in, covered by Wagner for a whistle. Bennett Hughes, a goal and 3 assists for 4 points. Muratovic, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3. Brothers, 1 and 1 for 2. Those are the 3 multi-point scorers so far in this game. Dumont turns it to the far side. Collar a shot, kicked away. And the shots on goal currently 24-8. Cavanaugh across, out of the reach of Riveros behind him. Isaiah Cartero still watching from the bench. They typically swap, but not today. Cartero played in that game against Finland as a shot fan down. And he played the whole 46 minutes and change, considering it went about a minute and a half into OT. Weaver turns around, throws it through the crease, and now Martins. Humber falls to a knee while trying to make a pass down to Ruscioni. It's Wang now. Sherman trying to put it back down low. Kept in by Boucher. Matthew Boucher making some magic work. He'll shoot. Saved by Weinberg. Still anybody's puck down low, 2-on-2. And it's DeFrancisco pacing out of the pile. What a drop pass. Humber spins off 2. Humber getting loose, fires and scores! Solo mission for Austin Humber. It's 7-0. For Humber, that's his first goal of the tournament.
Austin goal scored by number 6, Austin Humber. Assisted by number 16, Ali DeFrancisco. On the goal, 5 points.
Here's Rivera. Sharp battling with a couple of Boston players. Smuratovic now takes it up ahead. Sweeping check by Dahl, able to break it free. Now Ferris. Rolling along the neutral zone, and Wigan takes it back. Sharp now surveys the ice, gives it across for Dahl. Saucer pass now Ferris. Ferris gets by one, but not by Collar, who recovers it for Boston and advances it vertically for Hughes. Ratovic. Nice move there. Around Ferris, but not around the poke check. Osmain. Under 8 minutes to go, Shamrocks would need 3 goals to stop the clock. Weaver. Poked away by Smale. Martins falls to a knee. Now it's Flynn through everybody. Take a look at the standings while we can. Minnesota at the top with 15 points, 5-0. Potentially a chance to move to 6-0. And that would just about clinch their spot with a top 4 seed. Then you look at Finland. This is where things get interesting, as Kavanaugh was looking for Bergeron. It's taken the other way by Dumont, up for Flynn. We'll get to that in a second. Here's Dylan Flynn. Flynn by 1, and he hits it off the side of the net. Had me fooled for a minute. If Finland loses this game in regulation, that makes them 4-2. And they will have 1 game remaining with 13 points. One of their losses being in overtime, so really they're 4-0-1 at the moment. This would be their first loss in regulation if the result stands against Minnesota. They're done with 2 periods over there. Here's DeFrancisco down the left side. Tried a centering feed taken away. In third at the moment, you have First Class. They're 4-1, 12 points. Same scenario for Battery Hockey, 4-1, 12 points, all their games in regulation. And Boston Hockey Club, 4-1, but with an overtime win, so they are 1 point behind. This will most likely bring them to 14, so they will need a Finland loss dearly. And that is what it seems the fans have been cheering on. Ramon. Castleman. Nothing going there. Ruscioni pushes it back the other way. What a stretch pass. Hughes is all alone and scores. 5 points in this game for Bennett Hughes, and it couldn't have been done on a better pass. One of the Boston coaches chokily putting his hat out for the hat trick. No hats on the ice. Bummer. Everybody knows he's got it, though. Oh, it's his second. Come on, coach. Muratovic scores! And that's an unsportsmanlike. Everybody going by Ferris after the goal and exchanging some sort of English. Muratovic in the box. Most likely a 10-minute. So, Boston will have to kill another penalty. They lead 9-0. So I guess they don't have to, but it helped the statistics. Pushed ahead by Flynn, diving effort up to Dumont all alone, and he might have grazed the right post barely. Stretch pass, Sharp has it in his feet. Drags around Flynn, that was pretty. Gets some reinforcement from Ferris, trying to find Sherman, won't happen. Things are starting to get a little bit out of hand. You can see a couple of cheap shots here and there. Sherman offsides.
Liam Brothers, assisted by number 86, Betty Hughes, and number 8, Dave Sakurada. Time of goal at 45.
Seconds left on that penalty to Muratovic. Make sure you join us for our next one, 3:15, so in reality it's going to be at 3 o'clock. Western selects and the Lock St. Louis Lions. Both 3-2 teams. Loser of that game is automatically eliminated from any shot at a top 4 seed. And both of them are already in the hunt, a little bit out of the picture. Weaver shot saved. Rebound also stuffed up. There are only 5 teams with a loss or no losses. So in order for the 2 lost teams to want to have a chance, gonna need some upsets to happen throughout the rest of today. And also tomorrow morning. Just a half day tomorrow. Book a field trip. Do something fun. Enjoy your time in Chicago. This is Chicagoland. The true city is just about 20 miles east. Go to the beach, even though it's going to be hot as heck. Here's Castleman. Shoots off the crossbar. Sherman now drives to the outside. Back in. Castleman. And intercepted. Wiggin. Dumont couldn't hang on. And will track after it. Now Wang up ahead for Sherman. Ruscioni with numbers the other direction. 30 seconds to go. This is it on the day for Boston and the Shamrocks. Tomorrow, Boston has Southeast at 9:45 a.m. at the South Rink. And for the Shamrocks, they close out their schedule with the Minnesota Machine. Time winds down, and Boston having one heck of a day. They improved to 5-1 through day 3, and will get to enjoy the rest of their night before they prepare for an early morning tilt with Southeast Elite. Shamrocks move to 0-6. We'll see what they have in store tomorrow morning. Big thanks to Scott Schumann, our producer, as always. My name is Luke Jordan. Signing off one more time, your final score. Boston gets to 9, and the Shamrocks shut out here at the North Rink. And as Silvio is saying, as you can vaguely hear, here is the Star Spangled Banner.